Hi fans of high quality entertainment and Patreon. Once again, 2 videos in one. The one for Patreon is me listening to the full Rolling Stones album, It's Only Rock and Roll. You can listen to it along with me on Patreon if you join. And here on YouTube and also on Patreon, I'll do a song by song review. And here on YouTube, I will just give you my thoughts on this album after I listen to it one more time. Let's not wake up Jinx. I should talk quieter. So, I love the Rolling Stones. Not as much as the Beatles or Led Zeppelin or Yes or Black Sabbath, but I mean still, I love a lot of their music. So the very first Rolling Stones album I ever owned was back in 1969, and it was a compilation album. And that's when I first really started to enjoy their music. I liked it. I Can't Get No Satisfaction and Ruby Tuesday and a few other songs, but this album got me more interested in them. And so in order of the albums I do have of the Rolling Stones, it starts with their Satanic Majesty's Request, if that's how you pronounce it. I enjoy this album. My favorite songs are She's a Rainbow and possibly my all-time favorite Rolling Stones song, 2,000 Light Years from Home. Beggar's Banquet, which I enjoy when I listen to it, but I still haven't fully connected to it. Maybe I'll do a full review of this on Patreon sometime. And Get Your Ya-Ya's Out live album. I love that cover. Rolling Stones' Let It Bleed, just like Baker's Banquet. Not totally, I have never gotten totally into it, except for certain songs like Midnight Rambler and Gimme Shelter. You can't always get what you want. The other songs, maybe someday, like I said, I'll do a review on Patreon. Sticky Fingers, my all-time favorite Rolling Stones album. Exile on Main Street, which the last couple of times I've listened to, I'm starting to actually appreciate the whole album instead of just the first side. This is a underrated Rolling Stones album. Goat's Head Soup, newly remastered again and underrated. Rolling Stones' Some Girls, great album. Once again, another underrated album I feel. Emotional Rescue. Tattoo You, which is great. But the album I'm listening to today is It's Only Rock and Roll. And this is one, I'm going to give it one more chance. I've listened to it quite a few times in my life. And recently I've played it a couple of times. I'm not going to say too much. I'm just going to listen to it again and give you, on Patreon, give you a song by song review. And on YouTube, I will give you a full album review with my thoughts. Just remember, it's just my opinion. It's just one guy's opinion. This video is not brought to you by Coca-Cola. I'm just drinking it. So here we go with the first song, If You Can't Rock Me, Nobody Will. 1, 2, 3. Al was right. That was actually the best song on side 2, which isn't saying much. So that's all I'll say about that song. It was at least a bit more interesting. So this is for YouTube and Patreon. My final thoughts. I still don't like the album very much. Side 1, it started pretty well. If You Can't Rock Me, as I said in the little mini reviews on Patreon, it's good, it's catchy, but I found Mick Jagger's vocals, the song seems forced, and his vocals. He's almost doing a parody of Mick Jagger in the vocals. Ain't Too Proud to Beg is a great cover of a great song. So they do that very well. Mick Jagger sings it great. It's Only Rock and Roll, But I Like It is a classic. I love that song. Till the Next Goodbye is pretty good. I like the chorus. The keyboard work by Nicky Hopkins, Billy Preston, and Ian Stewart, one of the original members of the Rolling Stones, throughout the album is great. Time Waits for No One is pretty good. I love, of course, the guitar solos by Mick Taylor, the best part of the song. Then you flip over the vinyl, unfortunately. If you watch me on Patreon, you'll see for all of side 2, I'm basically yeah. Luxury is might be my least favorite song on the album. Dance Little Sister isn't much better, and the thing is, a song like Dance Little Sister, it's okay, you know. I guess you could say it's good, but it would be good as a 2.5 minute song, but they drag it out past 4 minutes. If You Really Want to Be My Friend is just average to me. Short and Curly's mediocre. I just didn't really care for it. Fingerprint File was at least a bit more interesting to listen to. But overall, side 2 for me, just speaking for me, is pretty weak. And so it is definitely, I feel, Goat's Head Soup and even Emotional Rescue are better than It's Only Rock and Roll. But that's just my opinion. I would give the album, I can't, if it was I was saying earlier, well, side 1's pretty good. You know, maybe I'll like this album, and then I had to listen to side 2. I would give it, this is the Rolling Stones. They can do better than this, and they did. And later on, and before. I have to give it a C+. Earlier I was thinking a B-, but then those last few songs, and I found them dragging and boring. It's like, I can't give it a B-. A C+, because there are some great songs, of course. It's Only Rock and Roll, But I Like It as a classic, and Time Waits for No One, and a couple of others are very good, but overall, not one of my favorite Rolling Stones albums. Thanks for watching. Bye.